Imagine working your whole life to be the absolute best at your job. You win the biggest awards. You win the championships. Everyone knows your name. And finally, you sign the biggest contract ever made. 3 years, $5 million. You are the highest paid person in the room. This is exactly what happened to Aliyah Wilson. She is a superstar in the WNBA. When she signed her $5 million deal with the Las Vegas Aces, she was thrilled. For exactly 48 hours, she was the queen of the league. She went on social media to celebrate. She told everyone she had made history. She felt like she had finally gotten what she deserved after years of hard work. But that amazing feeling did not last long. Less than 2 days later, everything changed. A younger player, named Aliyah Boston from the Indiana Fever, signed a new deal. Her deal was for 4 years and $6.3 million. Just like that, Aliyah Wilson's record was completely broken. Her big moment was over before it even really started. How did a younger player get so much money so fast? It is all because of a brand new rule in the WNBA. This rule is called the EPIC provision. EPIC stands for Exceptional Performance on Initial Contract. Let me explain this in simple words. In the past, young players had to wait a long time to get big money. They were stuck on their beginner contracts. Only the older, experienced players could get the massive deals. But the new EPIC rule changed everything. Now, if a young player is truly amazing and wins big awards in their first 3 years, they can break out of their beginner contract early. They can sign a super big deal right away. Aliyah Boston is an incredible player. She won big awards and played in all-star games. Because she was so good, she unlocked this new rule. Aliyah Wilson and her team in Las Vegas did not see this coming. They thought the old rules would protect her spot at the top. But the Indiana Fever team was smart. They knew the rules. The second they were allowed to give Aliyah Boston that huge contract, they did it. This was a massive shock to everyone in the basketball world. It was not just about the money, it was about respect and power. Aliyah Wilson thought she was the boss of the league, but the younger players were showing that they are taking over. And the craziest part? Aliyah Boston's $6.3 million deal is only the beginning. The Indiana Fever team has a secret plan. Sitting right next to Aliyah Boston is another superstar named Caitlin Clark. What happens when it is her turn to sign a contract? The answer will blow your mind. But first, we need to look at why Aliyah Wilson was already so upset. Before we talk about the money in the future, we have to look at what happened on the basketball court. The anger between these players started during the 2025 playoffs. The Las Vegas Aces played against the Indiana Fever. Everyone thought Las Vegas would win easily. They had Aliyah Wilson, they were playing at home, and the Indiana Fever team was missing 6 players. Caitlin Clark was not even playing because she was hurt. But Aliyah Boston did not care. She walked into Las Vegas and played the best basketball of her life. She was stronger and tougher than Aliyah Wilson. In the game, Boston pushed her way to the basket over and over again. Wilson is famous for being a great defender, but she could not stop Boston. Boston was so strong that she kept getting fouled. In just one game, she got to shoot 13 free throws because Wilson could not handle her power. So, how did Las Vegas still win the series? The Indiana Fever coach, Steph White, was very angry. She said the referees were not being fair. People who watched the game tape very closely noticed something shocking. They saw Aliyah Wilson break the rules 37 times by setting illegal blocks, but the referees never blew the whistle. These missed calls helped Las Vegas score easy points. Indiana was fighting hard, but they felt like the rules were not the same for both teams. While this drama was happening on the court, a bigger fight was happening off the court. This fight was about shoes and marketing. Before Caitlin Clark even played her first WNBA game, she signed a giant deal with Nike. It was the biggest shoe deal ever for a woman basketball player. A'ja Wilson was not happy about this. She spent a whole month complaining to the media. She said it was not fair that a new player got so much attention. But in the business world, complaining does not make you money. Selling products makes you money. When Nike put Caitlin Clark's items in stores, fans bought them all in just a few minutes. At the same time, A'ja Wilson's own signature shoes were sitting on store shelves for months. Nobody was buying them. Nike looked at the numbers and made a choice. They started spending millions of dollars to promote Caitlin Clark instead of A'ja Wilson. Caitlin Clark is famous all over the world. People who do not even like basketball know who she is. Big companies want to work with her. A'ja Wilson kept complaining and saying negative things. This made companies not want to work with her. They want happy, positive stars. Because of this, Caitlin Clark is making millions more in sponsorships. A'ja Wilson was losing the game on the court, and she was losing the business game too. Now let's talk about the master plan. The Indiana Fever team is doing something incredibly smart. When Aliyah Boston signed her massive $6.3 million deal, she did something very surprising. She agreed to take much less money in her first year. She only took $1 million. Why would a superstar say no to getting paid right away? Because she is thinking about the future of her team. By taking less money in the first year, Boston saved the team a lot of money under the salary cap. The salary cap is the limit on how much a team can pay all its players. Because Boston saved them money, the Indiana Fever could pay another great player, Kelsey Mitchell, a huge $1.4 million contract. It also let them keep other important players on the team. This is very different from how Las Vegas does things. In Las Vegas, A'ja Wilson took as much money as she could. Because her contract was so big, her teammates had to take less money so the team could afford to keep everyone. Las Vegas built their team around one giant star. But Indiana is building a team where everyone shares the money to make the whole group stronger. They are building a team that can win championships for many years. And this brings us to the most exciting part. The year 2027 is going to change the WNBA forever. In 2027, Caitlin Clark will be allowed to use that same new rule, the epic provision. Everyone in the sports world knows what is going to happen. Caitlin Clark is going to sign a contract that is even bigger than Aliyah Boston's. It will be the biggest contract in the history of women's basketball. $6.3 million will look like a small amount of money compared to what Caitlin Clark will get. Because Aliyah Boston was unselfish and took less money early on, the Indiana Fever will have enough money to pay Caitlin Clark. Just imagine that. The Indiana Fever will have the two highest-paid players in the history of the league on the exact same team. They have two young superstars who like playing together and who care more about winning than just getting money today. A'ja Wilson fought for years to be the most famous and the highest-paid player. But in just one single week, everything fell apart for her. Aliyah Boston took her money record. Caitlin Clark took all the media attention and the big brand deals. The Las Vegas Aces used to rule the WNBA. But now, a new powerhouse has arrived in Indiana. The rules of the game have changed. The Indiana Fever used smart money choices, great teamwork, and extreme popularity to take over. What do you guys think about all this drama? Do you feel bad for A'ja Wilson? Or do you think the Indiana Fever are just a smarter team? Tell me your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more.